And that starts now. Tonight kicks off week 2 with the Thursday night game. That's the game we are going to start with here for the NFL week 2 predictions. Here we go.
All right, so we got Minnesota at the Philadelphia Eagles. So we'd have Kirk Cousins on the road in prime time. I think you know exactly what we're going to pick here. I'm going to go with the Eagles. We know Kirk Cousins in prime time isn't very good. And we know on the road he's not very good. That's a really, really good defense. Now, I do have my doubts about the offense now without Shane Steichen. It looked bumpy. They jumped out of that 16-0 lead. But remember, there was a defensive touchdown in there. And then from there, the offense kind of sputtered. A lot of field goals, right? Didn't look smooth. I know it was rainy. It was wet. It wasn't an ideal game. They were still able to get the win for Philly, in Foxborough. But I do have a concern about the offense, but I don't think it's going to matter because I think the defense is going to be so dominant. I have the Vikings maybe scoring 17 points. The -7 is interesting. I think that's pretty much right at where I'd predict this game. I'm going to go like 24-17. Philly gets the win at home.
Yeah, the Eagles got this one. Like you said, Kirk Cousins in primetime, never a good thing. We saw how he played this last week, and if that's how he's going to play against Baker Mayfield, I have no faith in him playing well against the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. I think the Eagles are one of the best teams in the NFC. I think it's going to be really interesting to watch them battle it out with the 49ers
the
eventually.
The front seven is elite.
There's no question there. The Eagles are going to get after Kirk Cousins all night long. It's going to be a rough Thursday for Kirk. I got the Eagles.
All right, good. Let's go to our first split of the week. The Indianapolis Colts traveling to Houston to face the Texans. I'm going to go ahead and take the home Texans. They are actually they're actually 1-point underdogs to the Colts at home. First of all, I know what I'm getting with C.J. Stroud. I think there's a higher floor. Not as high of a ceiling, but there's a higher floor. And I think on the road, rookie quarterback, there's a chance Anthony Richardson can kind of lose a little bit. So I'm going to predict he throws 2-3 picks. And I think C.J. Stroud will be able to steady the ship enough for Houston. And I do like DeMeco Ryans being a defensive head coach going against a rookie quarterback. Defensive head coaches against rookie quarterbacks, generally speaking, are really successful. Tomlin, Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick. I don't think, obviously, he's that pedigree, but I think he has that level of expertise. So I will take Houston and DeMeco Ryans to stifle Shane Steichen and that offense and get the win at home.
See, I disagree. I don't think you know what you're getting with either of the two quarterbacks. Obviously, both rookies. We've seen one game from C.J. Stroud. One game. We don't know what we're getting from him either. I mean, that was one sample size. Say Justin Fields comes out in his first game ever as an NFL quarterback. It looks great. You still don't know what you're getting week 2. We haven't seen much. Now, don't want to take anything away from him. He looked like he was all right, but Anthony Richardson showed flashes as well. I think this is a really big toss-up game. I understand.
That's what Vegas says. It's a point, so it's a pick 'em.
I understand. The Texans kind of having the home field advantage, though. I don't really know any Texans fans that are going to pack that stadium. I don't know how much of a home field advantage it will end up being, but I have the Colts here.
That's fair enough. All right, Seattle traveling up to Detroit. Detroit actually favored by 6 here. I'm going to go ahead and take Detroit. I think they're a better football team. Now, I think it's interesting. I think that's a lot of points, and we'll talk about bets on a budget, after this. But the Lions, I think, you heard Dan Campbell, they're going to get more touches to Jahmyr Gibbs, and we saw Seattle's inability to stop the run. And so I do think with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, I think the Lions are going to run the football. Jared Goff off play action is really, really good. We saw Matt Stafford off play action have a lot of success week 1. And so I think if Stafford and them can have that type of success in Seattle, I think at home in that dome for Detroit, I think it's going to be a really, really good game for Jared Goff and that offense. I'll take Detroit.
Yeah, I really like their offensive weapons. They look really good. And watching that Thursday night game against Mahomes was insane. I think it proved just how good Jared Goff actually is to all the Jared Goff haters out there. We've been saying it for years
and
now.
he didn't even play that well. They only scored 14 offensive points, but they still, when it counted, I think that was what was important.
Yeah, they were able to keep the ball away. And even their defense impressed me. Playing against Mahomes like that?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That was pretty solid game. Pretty solid game all around from the Lions.
All right, I didn't expect us to flip this quick on this team, but we got the Bears at the Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks. I got to say, that's an interesting football team. And I said there's a chance that they're not very good, but at the end of the day, it's still a good roster.
Yeah.
Like they still have really nice weapons. They still get a pass rush, good linebackers.
Yeah.
And Baker's good enough with a good roster to win football games. And I think at home, we've seen Justin Fields does not get it done. He's now 5-21. Do I really trust him to go on the road to a better roster and win? I don't. I'll take Baker at home.
Yeah, I'm taking Baker as well, which sounds weird, but he played well, and I've watched the Bears this last week, and I was disappointed by the Bears this last week, and I cannot take Justin Fields again. He's now on probation for my picks. I will not pick Justin Fields in the Bears.
Kind of like Atlanta was for a while?
Yeah. Well, Atlanta's still climbing their way back out of probation, man. But, I mean, I will not pick Chicago unless they are playing Arizona.
It's fair. I don't even think they play Arizona this year.
Yeah, that's the only instance in which I would pick Chicago, though.
Oh, we talked about Atlanta. Packers traveling to Atlanta to get the Falcons. Packers actually favored by 1.5. I'm going to go ahead and take Green Bay. I think it's a more steady franchise. Now, I do like Atlanta, but Desmond Ridder gave me, like 110 yards passing? Like Jordan, and Jordan Love is, about on the same level, right? But they're showing you that they trust Jordan Love more. They're letting him air it out a little bit more. That shows me that he's a better quarterback. It's a more stable franchise. It's a more clever offensive scheme. I think if Aaron Jones is healthy, even more so, I'll take a way better coach. Maybe not. I do like Arthur Smith, but if Aaron Jones is healthy, I think they have the better running game. So I'll take Green Bay. I do think it's close, but I'll take Green Bay barely.
Yeah, I think it's close only because of the quarterback limitations in Green Bay.
Also, I'll say they got after the quarterback against Chicago. I think they're going to be able to do much of the same against Atlanta.
I think there are more pieces around on this Green Bay team than there are in Atlanta, and that's what it comes down to. Because I think the quarterback position here, it's a wash. I mean, nobody really has an advantage. So then I
don't know, man. Brett Favre 3.0. I think he's got an advantage.
The second coming of Aaron Rodgers.
Put that on a shirt. Brett Favre 3.0. All right, Ravens traveling to Cincinnati to get the Bengals. You're going to go ahead and take
the Ravens.
The Ravens. I'll go ahead and take the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow and company bounces back. Not a ton of stats here to back it up, but I think they're going to. They're just going to bounce back.
One of the gut feelings.
One of those where it's like I don't think Joe Burrow can be that bad 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
And so I do think they bounce back. Feels inevitable, but who knows? They've been bad 2 weeks in a row before, so I could be wrong.
I agree with you to a point, but I think I do believe that Burrow and the Bengals will look better this week. But at the same time, I also think the same thing about the Ravens. They have a lot of talent over there, and they're still healthy right now. And what have we said all offseason is that the Ravens are going to be a very, very good team if they can stay healthy. At this point in the season, they are still healthy. Lamar is still upright.
To an extent. So, J.K. Dobbins tears his Achilles. Ronnie Stanley, the left tackle, leaves the game. Tyler Linderbaum, their center, leaves the game. So, I think they're all expected to play. But
except J.K. Dobbins.
Well, yeah. J.K. Dobbins is out. But the ones that left the game, are expected to return this coming week again, except for J.K. Dobbins. But I don't know.
But I don't think it matters too much in the run game in Baltimore. You have Lamar.
Yeah, we'll see. Chiefs traveling to Jacksonville. They get the Jags. I think we both expect the Chiefs to bounce back and go ahead and win this game.
Yeah.
And, preseason we were talking about this game. We said the Jags are going to be a really good football team. I don't think they're prepared to beat the Chiefs yet, though.
Yeah.
I think that might be a bridge too far. So I'll take Kansas City. And again, first of all, Mahomes and Reed don't lose in September. Do we really think they're going to lose the first 2 games and then lose? They're not losing 2 games in September this year.
Especially not back-to-back.
That's not going to happen.
No, I don't think so either. I'll take the Chiefs.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't think the Lions were ready to beat them yet either, but they were, so I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Chargers at the Titans.
Chargers.
There's not a ton to say there. The Chargers are a much better football team. Yeah, I guess on the road, the Titans could possession their way to a victory, right? Run Derrick Henry, ball control their way to a win, but I don't see that happening. I think Herbert is going to be dynamic enough to get a win.
Yeah, I agree.
Raiders at the Bills. We're both going to go ahead and take the Bills at home. Look, I know the Raiders won on the road last week, but they're not going to Buffalo and winning.
No.
Also, they don't have a very good defense, so I do expect Josh Allen to bounce back.
Yeah, I agree. This is going to be the week of bounce backs for good quarterbacks that played
I think so.
Absolute shit last week.
Yeah, I think so. Niners at the Rams. I'll go ahead and take the Niners. Now, this is again, we'll talk about bets. I think this game is going to be close. I think the Rams are going to be able to run the football, but I do expect the Niners to win the game. Also, the whole home field advantage doesn't matter. It will be 50-50 split Niners and Rams fans.
Yeah, I was really back and forth to this game. Yeah. I could see it going a multitude of ways, but I think overall, the pass rush,
the Niners have a
game,
much better roster.
The weapons.
Much better roster.
Brock Purdy's playing his ass off.
Yeah,
I'll take
much
Niners.
better roster.
Yeah.
Giants at the Cardinals. I actually consider taking the Cardinals, but I do think the Giants, again, bounce back. Offensive coach. There's no way they get embarrassed 2 weeks in a row. I just can't see that happening with Brian Dable at the helm. Yeah, they're going to be able to run the football against Arizona, and with a run game off play action, Daniel Jones can be very effective. I think he will be. I think they beat the Cardinals.
Yeah, Daniel Jones and the Giants rolling this one.
Yeah. Jets at Cowboys. Look, Zach Wilson's not going to Dallas and winning. No shot. Next. Cowboys win.
Yeah.
Commanders at the Broncos. I almost took the Commanders. I do think they have a chance. But again, good coach off a loss. Sean Payton off a loss. Really good coaches do not get embarrassed twice. Just almost never happens. I'll take Sean Payton and Russell Wilson to bounce back and win at home against the Commanders.
Yeah, I think this is a mismatch too. I think the Broncos have a lot of weapons that the Commanders are just not ready to defend.
Yeah.
And Russell Wilson should be playing better.
Yeah, I think Javonte Williams is going to have a big day at back. 3 more games here. The Sunday night game, the Dolphins at the Patriots. Now, I considered taking New England. Their defense looked really, really good. For the last 3 quarters of that football game.
They did, but...
And Mac Jones looked a lot better with Bill O'Brien. But with that being said, the Dolphins just have too much firepower. I'll take Tyreek Hill and then Tua to win all day.
Yeah, that offense in Miami is special. I think that's one of the things that we were able to see this week.
That was wild. And I have Tyreek Hill on my fantasy team.
Yeah, how big was that? He
45.5 points. Huge.
50 points.
Huge.
Insane.
Love to see it. Saints at the Panthers on Monday Night Football. We have 2 Monday Night Football games this week. Saints at Panthers. We'll both go ahead and take the Saints. Better overall roster. And
I don't like Bryce Young at all, man.
You don't like Bryce Young? I do think eventually he'll be okay. I'm not sure that he'll ever be great. I think he'll be okay eventually, but not week 2. I just don't see it. Prime time game, I'll go ahead and take the more experienced quarterback.
Yeah, I'm going Saints.
Yeah.
I'm going Saints.
Browns at Steelers, our third and final split of the week. Unfortunately, I do think Kenny's going to have a really nice game, but I'll go ahead and take the Browns. I just worry. Steelers have no run defense, none whatsoever. Christian McCaffrey and company, who that offensive line is not very good in San Francisco, and they gashed them for almost 200 yards on the ground. What is Nick Chubb going to do? That's my concern. I think the Browns run all over Pittsburgh. I think Kenny Pickett's only going to have the ball for 25 minutes of this game. Ball possession, ball control. I think the Browns are going to win in an ugly one. I'll go 20-17.
Yeah. I'm going Pittsburgh. Don't feel great about it. Don't have too much to stand on here. But what I can say is that the Steelers always dominate the Browns somehow, some way.
Death taxes and the Steelers beating the Browns?
Yeah, they will find a way to do it. I think Kenny Pickett can't be nearly as bad as he was last week. And I think the weapons will be improved in Pittsburgh. I mean, we've been waiting all offseason for it. They've shown promise. And I think on paper it's one of the best weapons rooms around the AFC. I'd argue top 5. So I'm riding on that. Week 1, things can get off to a bumpy start. You see the actual, first string reps from the other team the entire game. Takes a little bit to get rolling. The Bengals started slow on their Super Bowl season. I'm not saying the Steelers are going to the Super Bowl by any means.
It's possible.
But I think it's something to look at, and don't be turned off by a slow start in Pittsburgh.
That's fair.
I got the Steelers over the Browns.
I hope I'm wrong there. I hope I only go 2-1 in predictions this week.
I hope you're wrong too. Except I hope you go 1-2 in predictions this week.
Oh yeah.
See, okay. a little prediction battle going on. All right, guys. Those are the Week 2 NFL predictions. Now